Ladies and gentlemen, the Cows Channel proudly brings unto you Tyranny. Welcome and thank you so much for tuning in to a very special Friday edition on the Cows Channel, where we start our epic playthrough of the game Tyranny. Now, this game is made by Obsidian, the amazing group of developers who produced an amazing, beautiful game that harkened back to old school RPGs, and I won't even bother to try to mention the names of the games. The one they made, Pillars of Eternity, was beautiful, but the developers come from a long list of guys who have made some of the most beautiful, epic, moving RPGs for your PC system. I won't even try to explain half of them. It's just amazing. Paradox, another company that has made a lot of the stuff I love, is publishing. It is phenomenal. This is fantastic. This is Tyranny. It is a lot different than what we usually play. There's just the usual 15 minutes of fun, or the simulations with random events. Based on the activity, the views, and the comments that I've gotten lately on my channel, I am encouraged to try to play this, as well as this game, while awesome, is a little bit shorter than most RPGs. It's like 25 to 30 hours, I believe, instead of 60 to 80 to even 100. So, YouTube is great because it lets you know that massively long games don't always get tons of your viewership involved. A lot of the viewers will start the playthrough but lose interest when you do too much loot whoring or too many side quests. This game is much more balanced for that, and I think we're going to try it out. Now, another thing about this game that I want to tell you guys about before I hit new game. I'm going to hit new game right now because I'm so freaking excited. That music is epic. Another thing I want to tell you is that this is going to be a very special beginning of the upload for this series. We're going to do this first video just on character creation and backstory and what happens in some war before you actually get to play. We're going to do that because it can take a long time to create the right character in this game, and the lore and the story is supposedly so amazing that we're not going to want to rush through it. I will immediately upload, after this one is finished being processed and uploaded on YouTube, I will immediately upload a gameplay video of at least 25 to 30 minutes, like all my standard videos, so that you guys not only have the creation of whatever the hell we're going to make, but you guys will also be able to see the gameplay. I don't want to make like a 2-hour video. I don't think it'll take longer than 45 minutes to an hour. These RPGs are deep. But that way you can skip character creation if you so desire, and just go straight to the video. So here we go! New game settings. The normal game requires strategy and efficiency, but forgives mistakes in combat. Companion AI is, so what if easy? Minimum micromanagement easily forgives mistakes. Enemies receive a penalty due to their stats. Companion combat AI is enabled by default, and party members do not receive wounds until they are knocked out. Suited for veteran players such as Pillars of Eternity. I've never played an isometric RPG since like the NES days, so I definitely can't go harder. Survival requires micromanagement and optimization of stats through items, spells, and abilities. Enemy AI is efficient and uses abilities more frequency. Path of the Damned. I love these guys already. Enemies receive a bonus to most stats, have the most efficient AI, and will very frequently use their abilities. Party members take more wounds during combat and when being knocked out. This game can only be chosen when starting a new game. Well, we're definitely going to have to do normal. Expert mode. Disables help. We're going to need those helper. Now, we're going to play Iron Man. But because I haven't played this ever, I don't want to do it here. This can only be... Yeah, we're definitely not going to save scum or anything like that. I want to show you guys. Some abilities allow party members to attack multiple times with basic attacks. Look at these guys, man. They're awesome. And look at that one dude jumping into all the other dudes. I don't have a mouse, so I can't highlight it, but it's right there next to the really Is that a masked, serene-looking guy who's got the full horsemen of the apocalypse underneath him? I don't know. And then way down underneath the Tyranny side, there's a little dude who I'm supposing is me, making the choices that shape the damnation. Okay, so unfortunately it crashed when I was trying to load the entire game.
For over 400 years.
Seems to be working now, so we're not going to worry about it.
The armies of Kairos the Overlord
New games have a couple of little processing bugs. Don't worry about it. Kairos the Overlord.
All who stood against them fell before their might.
Oh, look at this dude. He wins.
Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will.
Oh. There's a lot of dudes.
Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world.
Are we invading Korea? It looks like Korea.
And two of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored.
Ooh.
And the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus.
Oh.
The voices of Nerat, spy master and archon of secrets.
Oh, I love this.
Guides
Look at
the
that
fierce
guy.
and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice. Serve or die.
Oh, that's epic.
Graven Ash,
oh, look at this
Archon
guy.
of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle. Watching over the two generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator.
Jeez, so much lore being thrown at me right now.
Eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders.
Oh, I'm a Fatebinder?
When Kairos' armies
I don't even know what that
land.
means yet, but it sounds awesome.
How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
Oh my god, I'm already so happy. So as you can see, here at the top, that is a long list of character stuff. So, male or female, in the Northern Empire where you were born, women enjoyed equal protection. In the Southern lands, women may crew a ship, but only men may own a captain. While these customs give the ocean to the men, the lands are trusted to the women. Men may rent and lease, but only women may own land and bequeath it to daughters. That's a very weird but kind of cool system of government. While following a parent's profession is standard, many women choose to pledge service to one of the Overlord's powerful archons. Those without a viable trade or land are often drafted into the armies, where it is assumed they will rise to glory or vanish in obscurity. We are going to be playing as male. In the Northern Empire where you're born, men enjoy equal protection under the laws of the Overlord Kairos. Oh man, I can click on this stuff and it brings up more stuff. So who is Kairos' name out of legend? For centuries? Wow. He has consolidated power, sending vast armies to swallow entire realms. The most powerful mystic the world's ever seen, Kairos can issue edicts, magical proclamations that level cities, spread parks, sunder the lands, or change the course. My god, this guy is like level 57 with 30 levels of bonus feats. The Archons, the masters of magic throughout the known world, bowed to Kairos, and the Overlord readily destroys any Archons unwilling to kneel. These sorceresses and madmen lead the Overlord's armies in near-endless conquest. As the realms of the known world fall to the Overlord, please let there be expansion when we go take a new land. That would be awesome. These captured territories are divided up amongst the Archons to manage. Able to deliver suffering and woe to every corner of Terratis without leaving the capital, few have seen the Overlord in person. Though Kairos' name is the most single recognized name in the world, only the Archons can say what the Overlord looks like. In before all the Donald Trump jokes. So here you go, same captainships, lease. Most sons enter their father's profession by their mid-teens. Those without a profession or family lands to work can find purpose by pledging service to one of the Overlord's mighty Archons. Criminals, derelicts, and others are often conscripted into the armies of Icon. If the child Archon, cannot forge his own skein, he will certainly find one in battle. So, I'm kind of pale. I mean, I kind of like this pale thing. I think it. I don't know. I just like it. You know, this is okay. Facial hair. Let's do face. Can I zoom in? I cannot. Oh. We'll do this one. Hair. Can I get like a... Oh, there we go. Still can't zoom in. Can I get like a military buzz kind of thing going on? That one's kind of cool. And maybe we can find like a really cool... Can we find a really cool beard? So that's clean shaven. No. 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 I know. Can I change the... No, it's all singular. Yeah, Mr. Monopoly. But no. No. None of these really speak to me, so we'll probably stay... You know what? Clean shaven. Maybe bald. I mean, I keep my hair really short, so bald will probably be... Oh, we have tattoos? Oh my god. Can I get like something that says... Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. I kind of like that. Nah. 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 You know what? I really am in... The tree one is kind of awesome. Like if I'm an evil druid or something. Oh, that is awesome. But you know what I really like? I really want... Oh, it's on the left arm now? I mean, that's just cool. And if I can get like a darker color secondary... I mean, that to me looks pretty... I don't even know if I'm going to be able to see the hand or the face, but to me that looks pretty awesome. So, can I get a... Is there a portrait here that says, you know, this is me, your doom, here to judge you as doom. Oh, hey, one of my buddies is now playing Men of War. That's kind of awesome. I actually had a chat with that guy, and it was awesome. So shout out to Gavin, guest starring on the Cow's Tyranny playthrough. And if I start piling on lots of friends, I will unfortunately have to turn those notifications off. I mean, there's not really one with the facial painting, which is unfortunate. We're just going to go with this guy. I don't think the portrait's that impressive. Oh, here. His voice is a little soft.
Good work. You learn something every day.
Yeah, we will adjust the... Don't worry, we'll adjust the combat stuff.
So hard. Moving cautiously.
And it's unfortunate, I've got the... I'll upgrade, like, conversation and sound effects.
On it. Curious.
I think I sound more noble. How did you join Kyros' army? Today you are a Fatebinder, agent of the Archon of Justice. You are by no means free, but as a warrior scholar deputized... I'm a warrior scholar? You are freer than most. One does not apply to be a Fatebinder. One is called by tuning the Archon of Justice, and to decline his death. Oh, well, that's a very aggressive recruitment policy you got there, Kyros. Millions of men and women live in the dozens of realms ruled by the Overlord. How did you stand out from among this teeming mass of desperation and insignificance and gain the Archon's notice? So we have Pit Fighter. Not wishing to pay to feed in House 2, the madam that purchased your mother sold you to the Proving Grounds, the North Empire's bloodiest, most notorious fighting arena. Given only enough training to assure the show isn't over too soon, your natural prowess and survival instinct led you to one victory after another. There was no elegant swordplay, no formalized duels, just brutal melee and the stench of blood, shit, and bronze with each day's gruesome necessities. It is said that any fighter that slays a dozen others in the grand melee is given her freedom. But in the 300 years, only 3 warriors have ever walked away from the proving grounds. When the closing horn sounded and 13 corpses lay about your feet, you became the 4th to be granted freedom to thunderous applause, but this autonomy was short-lived. Within days, word of your accomplishment made its way to the Archon of Justice. For Hunter, when the leader of your home village spoke out of turn one time too many, agents of the Overlord put the whole town to the torch to contain the spread of insubordination. I'm getting the feeling none of these are going to be happy, fun beginnings. The Bounding Viper tribe came across the smoking ruins of your village, and when the beast's matriarch found you frozen but unafraid, the mighty leader took you in and raised you with the protection of her tribe. For years you lived with these wild beastmen in their migratory homes throughout the mountains, but the Bounding Vipers were a dying breed. Each long winter took a greater toll than the last, and once the dwindling tribe was too weak to defend its lands, the disfavored soldiers came to dispense of the ravenous scavengers your tribe had become. Finding a human amongst the wild tribe, the disfavored soldiers made a point of taking you alive. News of the wild child of the north eventually spread to the Archon of Justice, and he ordered you released from captivity and delivered unto his court. Deeply proud of your intelligence, your parents always knew you were too smart for a life spent with your hands in the soil. Looking to secure a better future, your parents struck a bargain with the Seven Tree Guild, a small magical order willing to teach you letters, numbers, and magic, if you proved capable. For several years you learned much from the mages, mastering reading and writing faster than the rest, and eventually learned the basics of mystic theory and spellcraft. Your magical studies came to an abrupt halt when the voices of Nerat, who the hell is that, known in his official capacity as the Archon of Secrets, equal parts genius and madman. Rumors abound that he can steal the minds of others, though few, if any, are alive to confirm. The subjects of his interrogations are never heard from again, and the Archon is able to recall the memories of his victims with startling accuracy. Deem the Guild a peacetime distraction that must be disbanded for the upcoming war. Its mages assigned to proper armies. While your peers went on to other guilds, your mind was seen as too valuable to be wasted on the armies. Instead, your life was claimed by the Archon of Justice. Born to noble parents, you were groomed for leadership. Your youth spent on letters, history, rhetoric, and other matters of culture and statecraft. Though you had wealth and creature comforts, you were expected to grow up quickly and bear the honor of shepherding others through prosperity and war. When your parents came under accusation of sedition, you were sent to the court of Tunon, Archon of Justice, to defend your family's actions. Your parents were found guilty, their sentence, the dissolution of the treasonous estate. Eloquently pleading your own ignorance on your family's actions, you negotiated your most important deal yet, immunity from the crimes of your family for the simple cost of swearing fealty to the Archon himself. Despite the unwilling induction, your education savvy made you a valuable addition to the Archon's card of enforcers. And as so long as you remain in good standing, your family just might be allowed to live. That is kind of cool. Soldier, unable to settle the year's accounts with grain, your parents offered you as a tithe to the Overlords. My parents are all jerks in this game. Seeing your first battles as a child, you've known all your life how to fight, how to stay calm at the sight of blood and disembowelment, and how to rely on your fellow warriors. Deemed smarter than the average killer, you were groomed for command and given an education in letters and numbers. With rumors of war, it seemed recruitment into this favored legion would be the obvious match for your skills, but the Archon of Justice is known to say that good iron is not used for swords, and good minds are not used for soldiers. Claimed by Tunon, you were instead drafted into the Court of Fatebinders, where your martial skills were put to use in the enforcement of Kairos' laws. Accused of a crime you most certainly did commit, you stood before Tunon the Educator, Archon of Justice, and argued your case with eloquence and conviction. Impressed by your logic, reason, and confidence, he found you guilty anyway. It is rumored that Tunon selects many of his agents from his prisoners. Who better to catch the wicked than those well versed in such ways? In his mercy, Tunon offers you the choice of 2 sentences: decades languishing in prison, or a lifetime serving him in the court of Fatebinders. The choice was an easy one, and instead of seeing the inside of a cell, you were trained in letters and numbers, magic and war. The laws you once broke are now yours to interpret and enforce. Few have the combination of wits and courage to be accomplished casters and warriors, and those cursed with such a combination of talents are invariably poured from their mundane lives and assigned to the armies of the Archons. Your earliest memories are a painful slog of training, study, lecture, and exhaustion, all the elements of being groomed for battle. You knew better than to ask what became of your family, nor to question the missives allegedly penned by their hand that were part of your earliest lessons in When you reached adulthood, Tunon the Educator came to the barracks and laid claim to your life. Seeing you as too valuable for the crucible of battle, the Archon of Justice deemed your life better spent dedicated to the art of punitive legal remedies. Though you had much to learn in the matters of civil discourse, none could deny your bright future as Tunon's next great enforcer. And finally, Diplomat. Though they would never tell you why, Kairos bestowed great wealth upon your family for some unmentioned service, and your parents used this wealth to have you raised far from home. Your childhood was a nomadic tour of Tyranny with hired tutors and fleeting friendships. While others had stability and routine, you had a worldly and varied education. A careless word in a far-flung city landed you in legal trouble, and you were taken before Tunon the Educator and made to stand trial. Not only did you plead your innocence, but you turned the accusations around on the accuser for wasting the court's time, and the Archon of Justice concurred. Amused by your wit, wisdom, and adaptability, Tunon claimed you as his newest enforcer. So the thing that speaks most to me is, none of these are really holy. I guess they don't really have gods in this game. But War Mage is appealing to me. Diplomat is kind of appealing to me. I'm going to go with War Mage. I don't know. That's just my background. I don't know how much it affects, but we're going to do that. Primary expertise. As one of Tunon's Fatebinders, you receive training in the arts of war, the intrigue of magic, and the inexhaustible depths of Kairos' law. Across the Northern Empire, the education of a Fatebinder is second to none. Those bearing the title are expected to read instructions and understand the economies of the realms in which they operate. Literacy and mathematics, skills rarely found on Tyrannus, are essential skills in the execution of law. Subtle talents, like speechcraft or tactics, are honed with time and experience under Tunon's guidance. So I have 10, that's amazing, sword and shield. Oh, you get a build, oh my god. Wielding a sword and shield puts you in the front line of combat, standing between enemies and your allies. Holding a shield will slow down your attacks slightly, but give you good defense. So +1 to one-handed weapons. Parry and athletics. Determines a character's ability to traverse difficult terrain, ability to execute complicated maneuvers in combat. We have Shield Slam. Slam your shield against the target, dazing them for a moderate duration. And Sunder. Deliver a powerful overlord attack that reduces armor. We also have Greatsword. Wielding a two-handed weapon rather puts your focus on power rather than speed. Slow attack, but the damage you deal overcomes armor. So I guess armor is some two-handed weapons, parry, and athletics. Short bow. Oh dear. Short bow is a weapon of choice for those fighting distance. So bows, dodging, skills defend against ranged attacks, higher. So okay, subterfuge, athletics. The javelin. Thrown weapons deal more damage than bows, but cannot attack from as far away. But they also have the benefit of being able to switch between range and mix. So that's kind of like a hoplite. That's kind of cool. Also, I love the combat designs. Dual wielding. Oh my god. Wielding two weapons, each can deal different types of damage. Unarmed attacks. Oh yeah, look at that. Damage is lower but offset by speed. While the dodge skill is used to avoid melee rather than parry. We also have... Oh, I'm not checking the... Hot Shot, gain additional accuracy, and Hobble. The Great Sword has Sunder as well, but also Cleave. The Short Bow has Hot Shot and Hobble too. Dual Wielding has Flurry of Blows and Slice. Unarmed Attacks has Flurry of Blows and Palm Strike. Oh, it's a silence. That's cool. We also have 4 types of spells. We have Shock Spells, Mages, which is Charged Fist. Lightning, Magic Staff, determines effectiveness attacks. Higher skill values lead to more accurate, increasing the chance. The accuracy of magical attacks is determined by both the Magic Staff skill and the magic skill used by Lore. You also get some Lore? Oh, that's cool. Frost Spells. Focuses on slowing enemies as well as dealing cold damage. Envelops a target in harsh winter. Atrophy. Trophy drains the skills and attributes of your enemies, making them weaker and easier to kill. Minus might, minus vitality. What are might and vitality? Obviously there. And vigor. School of Vigor is focused on granting bonuses. Oh, that's kind of cool. So what I'm thinking is one-handed weapons and shields. I want to be kind of like a paladin. So I'll start with a bronze sword. Oh, I can, good. What is 40? Quality. There's common, fine, superior, exquisite, massive. 7 to 10 parry recovery. Parry skill, higher skill ranks reduce damage. Okay. We also have this bronze, the Fate Binder's shield. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to take sword and shield. Yeah. Can I not? As a war mage, can I not take sword and shield? Maybe I can't as a war mage. Let's try diplomat. It's not telling me I can't. How about soldier? Well, I want to let me go through. Pit fighter? Why won't it let me click? I don't understand this. Is this an error? This feels like an error. So it will let me go. I don't understand why it won't let me choose what I want. It's not letting me choose sword and shield for some stupid reason. Why not? Can I choose it as my spear and shield war mace? Why can I not choose what I want? I'm not understanding this. So I can choose the magic stuff, but I can't choose. So here we are. Let's try this. We'll try vigor spells. And then... Well, I did want to make a kind of hybrid thing, so I'm not 100%. Well, I can't choose that actually. Is there a reason why you won't let me choose what I want? Well, this sucks. Why won't it let me choose what I want? I'm missing something obvious. Hang on. Well, as long as we're here, let's turn up the... Just a second, I have to unpause. Oh, no, I don't. See, I don't know why I did that. Skip this. This. Was that some kind of weird error that I couldn't stop, or?
Quiet down. My wounds are slowing me down. I need rest.
Let's try that. History. Soldier. Oh, I have to pick one of the abilities. I only get one. Okay, thank God. I was going out of my mind. So I can either have... I'll take Shield Slam. And then I'll take Vigor Spells. And I can make my Evil Paladin that way. I was about to say, I don't understand. But no, look, it says choose an ability. Because I'm stupid. Okay. And now make my banner. Oh my God, yes. No, I want yeah, I kind of want it to look like my armor does right now. My character colors are great. I don't care about that. So I can make my evil paladin. That's good. Name. Your name is Lennius. Why? Because I don't know. Attributes. Oh, cool. It tells you. So I guess, what is this little... Oh, this... It recommends the attributes that I should have for... So, might. Might determines physical strength of a character. More powerful attacks, stronger abilities, and increasing endurance. Physical effects is determined by resolve and might, but can also be influenced. Finesse is used to determine accuracy, as well as an increasing worn armor's chances to reduce a hit type. So finesse is 10. Quickness is how often you can use abilities and spells. Vitality is physical health and strength of their personality. Wits is character's mental activity, their ability to observe the environment and pick up on clues. Wits is used to increase spell strength as well as increase the magic defense. And resolve determines a character's ability to endure physical and mental challenges. Primary attribute used to drive the endurance, will, and magic defenses is also... Okay, so we'll put in... Yeah, it gives me a little extra of that. We'll put a couple of points into that. Put a couple points into that, and then we'll put one extra point to wits and one extra point to might. Skills. Well, I have skill points. So probably not magic staff. I'm probably going to use one-handed weapons. Base determines effect. So let's control vigor. I'll put a couple of points into control vigor, athletics, lore, and I want to be smart as hell. And we want to be pretty athletic. Parry's pretty good already. We're going to put... And then 2 more points into lore. And one will... No, that's a magic staff. Is there a reset button? I do want to have some staff. I don't. Okay. Okay, that must be the base value. So we'll put a lot into one-handed weapons. 1 more point to parry. 1 more point to athletics. Selecting the conquest option will allow you to play through Kairos' conquest of the Tears, choosing how your character this gives. Oh my god, yes. Look at how evil we are.
All the world has fallen to
Oh,
Kairos.
sweet! We have a nice
and
little...
now the Overlord's eye is on the Tears, our home. The last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign.
Not for long!
2 armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, march south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior.
Pressing the spacebar.
In the early days of 428,
Oh, they look angry.
Kairos' armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment.
Ooh.
The mountainous border that we Tearsmen so long believed unassailable. Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tears sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors. Until it's too late.
Haha, suckers! Your freedom makes you weak. Oh, what is this? During the conquest, you will decide your character's actions during Kairos' invasion of the Tears, shaping the world through which you will adventure over the course of the game. Each choice you make affects how your character and major factions respond to you. Your choices matter. Oh, 428 TR, Year 1 of Kairos' conquest. Oh, look at this! This is... Oh, look at this! The Bastard City. Stood on the northern border between Kairos' empire and the Tears. Built upon a natural harbor at the crossroads between realms, the city was a nexus of commerce. To the Tears, it was the center of all wealth. To a northerner, it was little more than a backwater trading post. Its symbolic status as a gateway to the continent made it a natural first target in Kairos' military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kairos' armies. Taking this city would send a message to the rest of the Tears. Kairos' will is insurmountable. Hell yeah! Oh! Select a token to begin. History would remember the Gates of Judgment as the first battle, but the real combat unfolded with the advanced units of both armies preparing for the war. The Disfavored, and these are like the Elites, and the Scarlet Chorus, these are like the Zerg, I believe, each had a plan to infiltrate. I can either lend skills to the Disfavored scouts to capture a border garrison. Graven Ash insisted that an early victory in the offensive would boost the morale of his troops and diminish the haughty overconfidence of the Southerners. Or I joined the Scarlet Chorus as they raid villages and small towns, conscripting every able man. The voices of morale emphasized the rewards of conscription and enslavement over wanton bloodshed. Apparently his soldiers needed the reminder. Or I can do this, I guess. Gates of Judgment. The armies of Kairos took the bow to the Gates of Judgment, trumpeting the open call of the conquest of Tears. Hell yes! The two armies brought their distinctive sense of order and chaos. You went to battle alongside the army who best suited your strengths. Shield to shield with the ironclad elite, you advanced on the mercenary army, purchased by the nobles of the Bastard City. The Legion wanted to send a message to the Tears that superior breeding and disciplined trading will win the day. Or I rushed with the chaotic mass of the Scarlet Chorus, flanked the city army, and drove them to flee. This one. The Bastard City learned too late that a military is earned and never bought. The mercenary army quickly found themselves outclassed. Oh, cool, this little thing. By the superior tactics and formation of the Disfavored. Those few who lived to the end of the battle were rounded up, the weak executed, and the strong enslaved to haul the army's wagons on the journey south. So we can judge the enemy. The soldiers of the Tears fell by the hundreds, and Kairos' armies could not agree on how to handle what few survivors they dragged back to the camp. Befitting your role, the commanders turned to you to decide the fate of those who occupied prison pens. There are only enough prisoners to support the plan of one. The Disfavored want slaves to haul their gear, dig latrines, and keep their pallets warm at night. You conscript the survivors of battle as their subservient role. Or you gave prisoners the chance to serve in Kairos' army or die. The Scarlet Corps was in need of extra troops to fill up the vanguard, and your former enemies would occupy those slots nicely. Or feeding. Well, this is more important, I think. Among the most optimistic projections, the disfavored and Scarlet Corps made short work of the local defenses. They did so well that the armies quickly outpaced their supply caravans. Troops were plentiful, food was scarce. You only had time to execute one plan for provisions. I authorized the disfavored to confiscate food and supplies from traveling merchants. The tiers had already spent ignorant centuries glutting themselves outside of Kairos' law. Or I authorized the Scarlet Corps to send their horde out to pillage farms and villages, spreading the infamy. I like this, let's do fear. Only too pleased to follow this particular order, the Scarlet Corps divided up the outlying farms and villages among their gangs and set out to collect provisions. Though they returned with wagons laden with supplies, the terror and destruction ensouled in their path boosted morale and ensured that everyone from the bastard city to Stalwart knew their name. The armies of Kairos amassed outside the bastard city, the first bastion of the tiers to fall. Both armies longed to storm the walled outposts, the Scarlet Corps howling for plunder, and the disfavored forming an unbreakable shield wall. Your prowess on the field of battle had carried you this far, but there was one more step before total victory. Both armies had schemes to take the city. Which do you support? I joined the disfavored vanguard in a direct assault on the gates, and I gained the ability Warrior's Respite. During this time, you regenerate health rapidly. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh no! Oh no! The enemy has cast Plague Magic. Join Scarlet Crusade in setting fire to the city and blocking the defense. Surrender or burn. Searing Palm. Or... Ooh, I can lead a mixed band. And sabotage. Concealing Shadows. That is very cool. Can use once per encounter for 12 seconds. I kind of want this ability, so we're going to go with the disfavored. With heroic courage and legendary determination, the disfavored battered the gates of the bastard city to splinters. Those who fell under the consistent hail of arrows or cascades of boiling pits left the battlefield temporarily, only to appear hours later as Archon Graven Ash's protection healed their numerous wounds. In time, the gates gave way, and Kairos' forces spilled inside the city walls with resounding cheers of victory. Oh! Well, you ain't so pretty now, are you? The bastard city settled into a new state of normalcy, with every tower displaying Kairos' banner. Your name was whispered alongside rumors of decorated career to come. The armies divided into two fronts and migrated south. Tunin sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kairos' conquest, either as judge and overseer of the settlement of Lethian's Crossing, or as a war advisor with the armies advancing into the realm of Apex. Troops of the mountain realm of Apex are brave in the second year. Or the... Okay, so I can go here. Deposits of iron made the settlement of Lethian's Crossing a strategic war asset. Kairos sent the forge-bound smith mages of exceptional skill to establish a flow of weaponry. What is this? I want to take the Central Valley. I like that it's giving you so many choices. 429, Year 2. Ooh, nifty. The mountain nation of Apex, ruled for generations by the Queen of House Verdrin, stood at the heart of the tiers. No army could bypass the landlocked realm without leaving their flank exposed to attack. By the second year of the war, the disfavored and Scarlet Corps had pushed deep into the tiers. Elements of both armies were dispatched to conquer Apex. Tunin assigned you to accompany them, tasked with bringing Kairos' law to their territory as well as keeping an eye on both armies. So for the first part, Denial of Strength, a school of water mages loyal to the tiersmen posed a substantial threat. The disfavored, it's the Water Tribe. Kill Aang's friends. The disfavored wished to annihilate them, while the Scarlet Crusade insisted on capturing the mages to learn of their craft. You side with the disfavored. All mages had a chance to surrender before the war, and trying to capture the enemy's needless losses. You side with the Scarlet Course, ordering the mage taken alive for interrogation, or Battle of Eldering Pass. Ooh. The disfavored sent their most destructive ally to crush Eldering Fort. Cain, Archon of Stone, buried the stronghold under an avalanche of triggered from the surrounding mountains. The Scarlet Corps were promised captured enemies for recruitment, yet none survived the onslaught. The Corps demand compensation. You congratulate this favor for taking the pass without risking the lives of Kurus. At this stage of the campaign, it was vital to use any advance that would mitigate losses, or you upheld demand that the youngest favored scouts join the Corps to settle there. I think I'm going to go with Denial of Strength, and I mean, all mages had a chance. It's time to just kill them. You granted the disfavored the honor of killing the Tidecasters, as they called themselves, and Khan, Archon of Stone, was dispatched to lay waste to the mages. The nearly indestructible Archon slew the Scourge champions in one glorious and bloody battle of magic. The Scarlet Corps dispensed with any celebrations, observing that perhaps Khan should have left something alive for his Corps' allies to interrogate. A captive captain. When Kurus' forces were captured a celebrated enemy hero, the armies beckoned over his faith. Flayed and staked or set free to all who surrendered to Crawford would be treating with... That's kind of good. But we also have Poisoning the Well. Hoping to break the siege, Scarlet Corps agents poisoned the Apex water supply in secret. Days later, uninformed disfavored scouts died of their illness. Outraged by the failure of communication, disfavored demanded the Corps agents be turned over for punishment. He upheld the charges, ordering agents... He denied the tragedies happened. I don't think there's any good answer for that, so instead we're going to use him as an example. Shocked by your clemency, the enemy captain vowed to deliver his message in full and paid his respects before departing for his encampment. Though typically more uncompromising, the disfavored praised your innovative thinking. The Scarlet Corps despised what they viewed as resources wasted only to release a known enemy back into the wild. With the defeat of Apex and inevitability, the armies of Kairos met to discuss how to put an end to this stage of the conquest. Both armies agreed to send an offer of parley. Along with their acceptance, the enemy requested that you deal at the meeting. That you appear at the meeting. Word of your fair dealings had apparently spread to their ranks. How did you orchestrate the surrender of the realm of Apex? Through days of mediation, you negotiated the surrender of the valley to Kairos' forces, putting into further bloodshed. Or taunting the Queen of into striking you under a banner of truce, you baited the Queen of Apex into a duel. I would probably be this. Your former enemies were loath to part with their lands, but they were even more reluctant to continue a war they were losing at every turn. The Tearsmen are a stubborn lot, and despite their grim situation, it still took days of discussion and diplomacy to show them the madness of tenacity. On the third day of mediation, the rulers of Apex finally submit to your terms of surrender, putting an end to the war in the valley and freeing up Kairos' forces to march deeper into the Tears. Another great victory. Oh my god! The land of Apex finally rested in the hands of Kairos' forces. The Scarlet Crusade paused to revel in victory while the disfavored prepared for the next fight, affording themselves but an evening's rest. Kairos' armies radiated from the conquered citadel and worked their way across the tiers. The disfavored and Scarlet Corps aimed to dominate as much territory as possible in the coming year. Your distinguished reputation in Kairos' military left the choice of your next destination yours to make. Stalwart, with its easily defended position and rich military tradition. Which one is this one? Azure, which is Kairos dispatched Archon of Stone to subjugate the nation of Azure, or the Vellum Citadel. I kind of want to take Treasures, Secrets, and Knowledge, man. That looks awesome. That just looks so cool. 430, EO3. So, man, it takes forever to win a fight against all these nations. Oh, look at that. The Vellum Citadel was an archive and library of massive scale. Its inhabitants were known as the School of Ink and Quill, a circle of mages that centuries ago carved out their own mountainous refuge on lands unsettled by the other major realms. Legend said that the Citadel housed a treasure trove of arcane knowledge. The Overlord spies were infiltrated the school and confirmed as much. The time was ripe to send a detachment to the great library fortress and force the scholars to yield to Kairos. So here, chain of command. A detachment of Kairos' army marched on the Vellum Citadel expecting an orderly surrender. As they neared the main gates, a blast of arcane energy struck the commanders dead. Suddenly, the highest-ranking officer alive, Kairos' forces looked to you for the next step. Uh-oh. You ordered the expendable Scarlet Corps to attack, commanding the disorderly mob forward to give the elite disfavored a chance to withdraw. Though costly in terms of life lost, this should capable. Or you ordered the disfavored to advance to Shield Wall, knowing that a handful of Kairos' elite soldiers could hold off the attack until the Corps retreated. You know that the disfavored would despise you for losses, but it was a small price to pay. Or I can do the Song of Ensnarement. Siren, the Archon of Song, used your power to enthrall enemy mages who crept beyond the Citadel walls. After Kairos' forces rounded up the arcane practitioners, the disfavored began executing the new captives before they could share dangerous knowledge, a crime under Kairos' law with the Scarlet Corps. You calmed the disfavored with a compromise. The sages' mouths would be bound with iron bridles, preventing them from speaking the forbidden knowledge. I punished the disfavored for execute mages bound, ordering that several given to the... If it's a crime under Kairos' law, then we compromise with iron bridles, I think. As the disfavored fitted the sages with their restraining mask, the Scarlet Corps openly criticized the suppression of enemy intelligence. You gave the soldiers a stern lesson on Kairos' law and the sensitive treatment of forbidden knowledge, but that didn't stop the whispering rumors that the conquest was being mismanaged. What damn you to hell. Right of Command, the Archon of Song. Who is this person? How is she this awesome? Incited Scarlet Corps recruits to fight their leaders. Bosses were killed and the disfavored demanded an end to the practice for the good of the conquest. You agree with this favor? The right of command had its place, but not outnumbered, exhausted. Or you ruled that each Archon had the right to govern their armies according to their nature. The right of command breed chaos, but also ensured that the strongest rise to lead. Or a group of enemy mages surrendered to the disfavored, claiming to be spies loyal to the voices of Nerat. No one in the army could verify the claim. The disfavored ready to interrogate the mages, but the Scarlet Crusade protested, demanding that the prisoners be given to their custody. They couldn't risk the voices of Nerat's secrets falling into the wrong hands. Though it meant the mages were disfavored property, they remained in custody while you reviewed their claims. Sharply meant that they marched at Kairos' orders and not at their whims. Oh man, I don't know which one I want to do. I'm going to favor the Scarlet Corps this time. Accepted the mages into their company with gratitude. After secreting them within tents and out of earshot, you presumed that a discussion or interrogation followed. When asked about it the following day, the Scarlet Corps admitted that they sent the mages to the Voices of Nerat with an escort, dispatching them under cover of night without due authorization. You reprimanded the soldiers for keeping you out of the loop, but there was a lot to be done in the matter. Edict of Fire. Food and morale dwindled as the siege party realized the enemy would win this war of attrition. Tunon sent word that Kairos' patience had run thin. The Overlord would cast an Edict of Fire on the enemy. Oh my god. The parchment arrived in a slender case of engraved item. Written on it, the words of a spell powerful enough to destroy the Vellum Citadel. You had the choice of when to read the edict. Reading it at sunrise would offer your enemies no warning of the devastation to come. You could also wait until sunset, giving them ample time to flee or make amends. Opting to give the enemy no quarter, you proclaimed the Edict of Fire at the first moments of dawn, granting the enemy no warning of the destruction to come. Though the Corps insisted your actions doomed their spies, the disfavored applauded your decision. Claiming they still out spies within the Citadel, the Scarlet order you to warn the mages of the Overlord's edict. Granted their request, you met with the enemy under a blue flag of peace and warned them of their doom. No mercy! You read the edict as the new sun rose behind the Citadel, casting a long shadow in its wake. You were the last person to see that hall of knowledge the moment before the devastation. The earth shook and red-orange light glowed in the foundation of the sprawling Citadel. Bubbling up from under the library, a torrent of lava heaved with explosive force, gushing from the windows and between loose bricks, melting hostile trenches in the surrounding land. The mages awoke to smoke and fire. For most, it was already too late. Only a handful of bewildered mages escaped the smoldering complex of the massive library fortress. Kairos' will be done. Wow, okay, we really screwed that place up. The armies of Kairos left the devastation of the Vellum Citadel in silence. From that day forward, the Tears came to know the once noble Citadel as the Burning Library. This was an undisputed loss of resources, knowledge, culture, and life. But a message had been sent. The Overlord would not tolerate defiance. You didn't have long to rest before Tunin called you into service once more. You were one of the last to depart from the mountains, and as you journeyed off, you spotted a few campfires in the mountains. They were mere specks, dwarfed by the inferno. The last gasps of survivors, or perhaps looters from Kairos' armies, bored and daring enough to pick through the ashes. Did we win? Is this the end? Conquest complete! That's fine. Yeah, baby. Combat log provides... Oh, wow. Okay, it's that statue is bleeding. That is fantastic. That is very cool. That allowed me to... I picked up an ability. I mean...
The year is 431.
Oh!
And Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers.
Sweet.
The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands.
Hell yeah, we do.
But our will is not yet extinguished.
What?
Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior.
Oh,
we
you
have
asses
staged a
are
bloody
mine.
uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault.
Oh, it's not going to happen, lady.
With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers.
I don't think so. I'm coming for you.
The Overlord is not amused, and Kairos has one message for the Archons. Crush the Oathbreakers, or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict, a magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons.
That's right.
As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you.
Well, win or die, that's it, huh?
You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
That's probably bad. For them. Oh my god, yes! Why is it crying blood? Fate by Linnaeus, I presume. We've been expecting you. Oh my, I got a Paradox account reward. Welcome to... If this is your first visit, watch these windows for help. You can disable at any time. So what we're going to do... Okay. Well, the mountain passes. Okay, I can WASD. What are these characters? Most of the people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can click on them. Many characters. And movement and controls. To move your character, click anyone on the screen where it's for. See a red circle. You can pause the game anytime by pressing spacebar. You can you can view and manage your character's inventory, attributes, and talents. And press escape at any time. Ooh, I have a journal entry. Yay! And this is spell creation. Spells are core signals that determines type of frost, fire, illusion. To begin creating a spell, select the core signal for the type of magic. For example, if you want to create a fireball, you would select the sigil of flame for the core, followed by directed force. Okay. Each signal requires a certain amount of lore skill to learn and control. Then you can assign to an empty slot. Searing Palm. You can customize your spells by selecting different icons. If you create multiple spells, but with different accents, these icons can help you differentiate your spells. Each spell has a default name, but you can customize the name. Some accents allow you to modify the area of effect. Okay. Fill the target with a surge of greatness, granting them a bonus to might and vitality. So I'm going to pause right here, you guys, but don't go anywhere, because we'll be playing right in the next episode following this. I'll see you then. Welcome to the life of a Fatebinder, baby. Like, comment, and subscribe.